Renault's electric range is doing quite well at the moment, and they have decided to increase the range with some classical retro looking cars to bring the fun back into electric driving. This is the new Renault 5 E-Tech, and as you can tell it has been solely based on the classic Renault 5. Let's have a look and see what it is like. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So, starting with the design at the front of the new Renault 5 E-Tech, and it has a cute and happy look to it. We get these square but curvy LED headlights that have a cutout at the bottom which gives it the car a smiling look. They also have a floating daytime running light in them too, which is very clever and modern. Lower down we get some more square LED daytime running lights in the front as well as some rectangular side vents. And in the middle, lower down, we get a respectable central air vent. Up top, we also get the Renault logo, and the overall design looks very modern and retro at the same time. Moving around to the side, we get a few nice touches to talk about. To start with, we get black cladding around the wheel arches and on the lower sill, which harks back to the retro Renault 5. We also get this band above the window line, and this goes all the way around the back to the other side of the car. This can be had in multiple colours, so this car is really customisable. We also get a little 5 sticker on the front of the door, and on the rear end of the door handles are hidden, just to make it look like the old Renault 5 3-door. The wheel options are also modern looking, but they do only come in 18 inches, which to be honest is just the right size for the car. Moving around to the back, and this is where the Retro 5 starts to really shine through. To start with, we get this red band up top, like what I talked about along the side, and lower down we have got these tail lights that are similar to the 80s model, but on this car they are all red LED and have a 3D look and feel to them, which makes the car look very modern and high tech. Connecting the tail lights we get this black bar, and this houses the Renault lettering as well as the 5 logo. Lower down on the bumper we get a clean but modern and functional design, and this houses some black cladding as well as a few other lights. Right, let's have a look and see what the battery and motor options are like for the new Renault 5 E-Tech. So, from launch, the new Renault 5 E-Tech will have 2 options. Let's start with the base model first. This uses a 40kWh battery pack mated to a single motor setup powering the front wheels. This has 118 brake horsepower and has a range of about 190 miles, which isn't that bad to be honest, but then it's not great either. The 0 to 62 time hasn't been announced yet, but I will update you in the review when it has been announced on the website. The final version of the new Renault 5 E-Tech uses a 52kWh battery pack, and this also bumps the power up to 148 brake horsepower. This has a 0 to 62 time of just 8 seconds, and the power is sent to the front wheels. Range is also better on this model and is quoted at about 249 miles. Now, if you want a sportier Renault 5 E-Tech, then you will have to wait for the Alpine A290. This will follow suit very soon, so watch out for a review on that one. The price of the new Renault 5 E-Tech has not been announced yet, but it is expected to start between £23,000 for the base model, and for the top of the range model with all the options it should end at about £29,000. Right, let's have a look at the interior. So, climbing inside the new Renault 5 E-Tech, we get a very modern but retro feel to what we are usually used to with Renault. To start with, the dashboard has this 3-part design. To start with, we have the top part of the dashboard, and then lower down we have this gloss black bar running along the dashboard. On some models, you can have a graphic that lights up on this part. Lower down again, you get this 3rd part which has a premium and soft cloth material which makes the interior feel very modern and higher end than what it actually is. The cockpit is driver orientated, which makes the car feel sporty, and we get this 2-block design which surrounds the instrument cluster and infotainment system just like the old Renault 5. The infotainment system runs Android Automotive and personally is one of the best and intuitive infotainment systems out there. It is easy to use and it has Hey Google Assistant as well as Google Maps and Google Play Store. The instrument cluster is also clear and very customisable, which I do quite like. Lower down the centre console we have some rectangular air vents which mimic the square LED daytime running lights, and just below that we have a row of climate control buttons. We also get a decent amount of storage too, which is very nice. In front of the driver we get 4 stalks, which I am not a fan of, no. So we get the usual indicator and wiper stalks, but then we get the media stalk like other Renaults, but we now also get the gear selector stalk, which I can see why Renault has done this, but it does look like an afterthought in my opinion. It would also look a lot cleaner if the wiper and indicator stalk were integrated together. We do get a nice and premium steering wheel though, and it has a flat bottom and top, and we also get these retro looking front seats which are very comfy and supportive. And I just want to mention that we also get a textured headliner too with the Renault 5, and it does look very cool and I wish other cars have got it. Right, let's have a look at the rear seats. So climbing into the back of the Renault 5 E-Tech, and thanks to its boxy proportions, headroom isn't that bad and legroom is also quite decent. If you are over 6 foot though, you may struggle slightly. Also, there are a few cheap plastics in the back and there isn't any rear USB-C ports, air vents or an armrest, which is a big shame. But then again, it is a small car, so we can't complain too much. Let's have a look and see what the boot space is like. So, opening the boot to the new Renault 5 E-Tech, and you are welcomed with a generous 326 litres with the seats up. This increases to 1,106 litres with the seats folded down. Now, whilst we do get a wide boot opening, there is a very high load lip, so it would be harder to lift things in. Also, there is no storage under the bonnet either, so there's no separate space to store your charging cables, which is a big shame really, and I would like to see that in this as it is an electric only car. So in summary then, what do I think of the new Renault 5 E-Tech? Well, it is a good looking car that I can see lasting for quite some time and will most likely last over the standard 8-year life cycle. The interior is also decent with high-end technology and a good looking design and feel. I would wish that there was a better selection of battery and motor options, but there may be more to come, so stay tuned. Practicality is also quite decent too, and I also like the accessories you can buy for the new Renault 5 E-Tech. So if you are in the market for a quirky car that is not a Mini or a Fiat 500, then this may be your next car. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.